Yeah, what's up? It's Crap Gamer Small Talk. No longer Big Gamer Small Talk, but rather Crap Gamer Small Talk. And I am here with a video that was a little bit too beefy to do as far as a situation was concerned where how I normally do my videos. So I decided to do just a podcast. Nobody else was really around. I tried to get Next Gen or somebody, but they were not available. So I am going solo. I'm not going solo away from Big Gamer Small Talk, though. So don't start any wild rumors. Anyway, there's actually a lot to cover that I wanted to talk about. First and foremost was something that kind of ticked me off earlier, which was, and I don't really follow a lot of the mainstream gaming media anyway, because most of them are biased and just kind of have this slant. A lot of them picked and ran with the PlayStation 4 right from the beginning, and they're afraid to change that. Most of them, this is how gaming sites and media works, right? It all works on clicks. You get paid for ads and clicks and things like that. Now, what happens is the PlayStation 4 owners and the fanboys are the majority. So what they're going to do is pander to that. And so they're not going to exactly give Xbox owners their due or be fair about it like in previous generations where, things were a little bit even keeled. So anyway, GameSpot, who I don't really follow or keep up with anyway, somebody kind of gave this story to me. They posted their list of games that their most anticipated games for E3 2015, which is cool. We all have our anticipated games. Nothing wrong with that. But the list is highly suspect when you take in consideration that, they're trying to, I guess, maybe speak for a large group of people or whatever. And here's their list. Fallout 4, which I can agree with. I'm not a big fan, but I agree. Halo 5, which was the only Xbox exclusive on there. Star Wars Battlefront, Rainbow Six Siege, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain, Kingdom Hearts 3, Guitar Hero Live, Uncharted 4, Street Fighter 5, Persona 5, No Man's Sky, The Division, Mirror's Edge, Doom, Mario Maker, Rock Band 4, Shin Megami, whatever that is, Star Fox, Mass Effect, whatever the untitled one, and The Last Guardian. Now, this is the thing that I have an issue with, right? Tomb Raider 2013 was one of the highest rated games of that year. It was my co-game of the year. Co-game of the year with BioShock Infinite. I loved it. I own it on 4 platforms. The sequel surely should be one of the highly anticipated games, right? But because it's an Xbox One exclusive, it's not getting its proper due, in my opinion. And that is a shame, in my humble opinion. So I'm GameSpot, and Rise of the Tomb Raider doesn't exist because it's an Xbox exclusive, but Persona 5 does, even though the large majority of North American audience doesn't give a crap about Persona or Shin Megami or whatever the hell that crap is, or No Man's Sky, which is just an indie. I mean, you put indies in there, but you couldn't put Forza Motorsport 6. You couldn't put Gears of War. And speaking of Gears of War, the Coalition developer, they developed Gears of War, used to be Black Tusk. Rod Ferguson is the head of that studio. And he tweeted out, "No Gears of War, you're dead to me," right? And actually, a developer from Treyarch was like, "I feel you." You know what I mean? Like, how can you not mention Gears of War? They're confirmed to be there with a release date for the next Gears of War 4. We could be possibly seeing Crackdown, Scalebound, all these games, and they give one Xbox One exclusive, Halo 5, and they probably did that begrudgingly. How do you put Guitar Hero Live, No Man's Sky, Mario Maker, Shin Megami, The Last Guardian, which is vaporware for 8 years, on the list, but you don't put the biggest racing game of the year, Forza Motorsport 6, or Tomb Raider, the biggest adventure game of the year, or Gears of War, or Crackdown or any of these games that are coming to the Xbox One. How do you not do that? I don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And frankly, it kind of pisses me off. How do you put a list together like that? Yes, we all have our opinions, but this is a mainstream site that's basically going up and slapping Microsoft in the face and saying, bitch, we don't care about you. You know, it's unbelievable in my opinion. And I know I can't be the only one that's pissed off about this. I can't be. You know, this is an unfortunate situation, and this keeps on happening. And I don't understand why. I understand that the PS4 has slightly more sales, be it 5 million or 6 million or whatever it is. But that's not a reason to totally disrespect the Xbox One, especially given that by the end of this year, the Xbox One will be number one in North America again. Overall, it's going to be. And once that happens, you're going to see a lot of things changing. You're going to see a lot of these sites switching sides and things like that. So I think it's one of those situations where, you know, they picked it, you know, they're trying to go with the horse that brought them. And, you know, and it's sad. I'm so flapped up about this. I can't believe it. You know, I really want the media to kind of take a step back, re-examine what they're doing. We already went over this whole Ryan McCafferty situation where he's blocking the hardcore Xbox fans because they're being a little bit critical of what he's doing. They have every right to be critical of what he's doing. He's a paid professional, and his podcast is a situation where you have him where he looks like he has no interest in Xbox One at all. He's like the most apathetic person. Like, well, I guess we'll get, you know, we'll do that or this. And then you have Mitch Dyer, who's so caught up in his. That's all. I followed these guys on Twitter. Mitch Dyer, all he does is talk about Dota 2 on PC. I don't give a crap about Dota 2. You're in an Xbox podcast, you know. And then there was the other guy, Destin, who does nothing but play Destiny on his PS4. Doesn't even play it on his Xbox One. These are your guys that are in your Xbox podcast on one of the biggest gaming sites in the world. Come on. But then when you look at the Nintendo podcasters, they're Nintendo people. You look at the PlayStation podcasters, they have always been PlayStation people. You had those people hyping up Resogun for 6 months straight on that podcast. Unbelievably. I mean, there's absolutely nothing on the PlayStation 4, nothing on the Vita, but these guys do an hour-plus show talking up Resogun on the Vita and these indies and crap, right? And Ryan McCafferty and the company can't keep anyone's interest in the Xbox One or talk anything positive about it. They're going to bitch about the Tomb Raider reveal. They're going to bitch about, oh, well, I don't like external hard drives, blah, blah. You know what I mean? To me, you know, and it's not their job to particularly hype that up, but there's a lot more positive things going on with the Xbox One right now than there is the PS4. And yet you wouldn't know it by, you know, the way that these people talk. And so I can understand where maybe some people would be pissed off like me. And I don't understand how people don't see this. So in my opinion, you know, I think that it's a situation where if you're an Xbox guy, I wouldn't be going to these sites. Don't give them the pleasure of clicking and giving them your money. I know for sure I'm not going to be doing that. I don't think it's right. They're not going to, you know, I'm not foolish. You know what I mean? Like even when it comes to YouTube, right? You know, there's a lot of people that hate me or do videos about me. I don't watch them. I don't give these people the pleasure of a click. I don't do it. You know, people do that to me. You know, they'll watch mine, the haters and stuff. And I never understood that. You hate something. Why are you going to go to it? Right. So that's the way I look at it as far as this goes. And I don't want, you know, to keep sounding like a broken record or a conspiracy theorist or anything like that. But when a list of most anticipated games on GameSpot includes Guitar Hero, Persona 5, No Man's Sky, Rock Band 4, but doesn't have a Forza Motorsport 6 or Rise of the Tomb Raider, then I think that there is a bit of an issue. You know, it's just opinions, true. But, wow. I mean, do you guys not see that? Do you guys not have a problem with this? You know, I can't be the only one. If you're an Xbox guy, I'm going to bat for you right now. You know what I mean? Express your rage through me. You know, I was a little bit pissed off about it. Yes, it's just gaming or whatever. But at the end of the day, you want your platform to succeed, and the fact that the media tries to bury everything Microsoft does goes back to a video that I did a little bit ago, which was about how the media was already saying that the Xbox One lost the fight for E3, which is absolutely ridiculous because I'm telling you right now, they're the ones that are going to be showing the most content, the most exclusive content. The media will jump on the Sony tip because this is what Sony's going to do, and they're so predictable with it. They're going to show some kind of CGI Last Guardian thing. That's like the big talk on the internet right now. Oh my God, The Last Guardian. How many times can you idiots be duped by this, right? You get your hopes up, and then you get crushed, right? I'm not saying I don't hope you guys get a game. That game means absolutely dick to me, but at the same time, the reason you guys treat it like it's the best damn thing since sliced bread, and you've never even played it. You don't know anything about it. The studio that's had so much turnover since this game was announced and started development in 2007, so you're looking at 8, possibly 9 years or so, and you guys are going to sit there and buy into this hype again or give Sony a W because they're going to show some CGI thing and say, hey, The Last Guardian finally coming. Hey. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys will believe it. Sony treats you guys like suckers, and you guys take it and ask for more. You know, this is not acceptable. How is it that if, let me just put it this way. If Rise of the Tomb Raider was multi-platform, clear as day, coming to Xbox One, PS4, PC, do you think that game would have made it in GameSpot's most anticipated? Given the way that game was received in 2013 and all the awards it won and how much people talked about it and loved it, sold like almost 9 million copies, right? So you have that, and you're not going to anticipate that at all? No? You're not going to anticipate that at all? Or how about Crackdown with real-world destruction? Or Scalebound, the new Platinum Games game? No, none of that. But we're going to talk about No Man's Sky, right? A game that we saw last E3, indie game, right? Or Persona 5, a game that nobody in North America gives a shit about and that nobody in North America is going to buy, right? Or how about the rebirth of Rock Band and Guitar Hero? Those are way better than Tomb Raider or Forza Motorsport 6, right? Because they're multi-platform. This from the same site that did a video and they couldn't find the settings on the Xbox One and complained about it. When all you have to do is press the equivalent of the start button and you can just scroll down to settings or say, Xbox, go to settings. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult, people. The media is out to ruin the Xbox One, and it is completely unacceptable. I don't think it's a situation where, where we're going to see anything fair this generation. We might see some things change a bit when Microsoft and the Xbox One take over the North American market as number one here by the end of the year, which is what I'm hoping for. If you're an Xbox fan, that's what you got to be hoping for, because that's the largest market, and that's the home market, and you protect your home. And that's what Microsoft has to do. They have to put all their focus on that. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do anything with any of these other markets, but I think that obviously the North American market is the most important market. And once you're winning that, a lot of the other markets will follow and fold, and you'll end up with some of the media, at least some of the media, especially the North American media, has to take notice. I wouldn't expect like Eurogamer or anything to give a shit still, but you would figure IGN and GameSpot and some of these big sites, Polygon, would get a hold of themselves and back the winner, because that's all they were doing from the beginning with the PS4. They picked that as the winner, and so they're trying to back that, and that's kind of unfortunate in my opinion, and it's kind of bullshit too. I'm not going to lie. It's not something that I'm a fan of, and that's basically why I used to follow all these sites on Twitter and on my Facebook feed, and I basically eliminated them all. I eliminated Polygon a while ago because for as much people tried to claim them as being Xbox biased, they were really just kind of ignorant and couldn't get out of their own way. You know what I mean? They can't just review a game like Bayonetta 2 without saying it's sexist, right? They can't review a game like Witcher 3 without saying it's racist, right? So that's basically what it comes down to. And I realize it all comes down to opinions as well, but these are professionals. They're not like me. I am biased. I prefer the Xbox, but I'm honest about it and I'm upfront about it, and I'm not a paid journalist. These people are being paid to speak facts. Yes, you can give opinions and do opinion pieces, but at least try to be as fair as possible with that. You know, if I was going to do games that I'm looking forward to, I would include Uncharted 4 or God of War 4, but I'm not going to do a bunch of that. You know, them saying No Man's Sky and Persona would be the equivalent of me saying State of Decay and Max the Curse of Brotherhood. You know what I mean? They're niche titles. You know, they're not huge titles. They're not big AAAs. People mostly get excited for AAA games, and that list was rather pathetic. And the fact that they kind of slapped Microsoft in the face really kind of irks me. And it should irk you too. And if you're an Xbox dude, you should be happy to see somebody like Rod Ferguson, even though some people might try to pass that off as a joke. Maybe he was joking, but I will say this. In life, we as people often will mask our true feelings in joke form, in the form of sarcasm, just because that's a good outlet. Now, Rod Ferguson is a cool guy. The guy bleeds Gears of War. He does. I mean, they could not have that franchise in any better hands than Rod Ferguson and the Coalition. They are even named after Gears lore. That's brilliant. You know, much the way the Halo developer 343 is named after the Guilty Spark. I love that. They're so passionate about that. And the fact that Gears is having multiple games possibly with the rumored and highly speculated remaster of Gears 1. I've heard different things about a Gears RTS possibly, and we know Gears 4 is going to come next year, and it's going to get a release date and some kind of teaser this year. So there's all kinds of Gears news potentially at this year's E3. We know the Coalition is going to be there. Rod Ferguson is going to be there, yet it's not on anyone's lists. But No Man's Sky and Rock Band and Guitar Hero and Persona and Shingami are, right? Because those are what all red-blooded Americans think about when they think video games, right? That's what we all want to see at E3, right? We want to see them bring out Rock Band and Guitar Hero. That's why everybody's like, hey, man, did you hear that Rock Band, man? That won my game at the event, man. That's what I'm talking about. No. Nobody talks about that stuff. It's always, did you see Call of Duty? Did you see Halo? Did you see Gears? Did you see Uncharted? Did you see God of War? Did you see that Zelda? That's what it's all about. It's not about these little niche titles, no matter how the media tries to play it. These are the titles that the media is playing because it helps give the PS4 an edge in people's minds, because they're the ones that are quote unquote indie friendly, because they had no other choice but to go indie friendly with their console that has no exclusives. And anyway, I also wanted to say, while I have everybody live here, I was going to take some questions and stuff. I hit 14,000 subscribers recently, like a couple days ago. Maybe a few days ago, I'm not sure. But if you guys wanted to ask some questions or whatever, you know, feel free to do so in there, and I'll answer the ones that I can while you guys are here. You guys want to interact. There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about as well. It looks like we're getting some Halo 5 information, which seems to actually blow my mind. If you guys are Halo fans, Warrior Ward wouldn't be able to do a podcast till 10, but he was dying to get in on this. But if you didn't know, it was announced that Halo 5, all the DLC is going to be free for life, including all the map packs. It's going to launch with 20 multiplayer maps right out of the gate, and then you're supposed to get 15 more, all free, completely free. It's going to be a situation where, there's going to be co-op, 4-player co-op. The people are going to be in the cutscenes, your team, and sort of like how Star Wars Republic Commando was. You can kind of order your team around if you play solo. But I think the real good option is going to be when you're playing co-op. And I think, I think it's a situation where, it's going to be a great game, just offering free DLC, and they're going to be supporting this game for over a year to come. I'm really excited about that, and I'm liking what I'm hearing with the co-op. If you guys saw the graphics in the Game Informer, which it was the cover story on that, right? And then it looks like Buck from ODST is back. And if you guys don't know, he's one of my favorite characters because he was, Nathan Fillion voiced him in ODST, and he was the captain in Firefly. So I was definitely excited to see him making a comeback in Halo 5 Guardians. I'm very excited about that. Not only that, guys, but the leak for Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, supposedly coming out November 13th. And it looks like Forza Motorsport 6 is coming out in September. So wrap your minds around this for a minute, okay? I'm going to theorize what the upcoming Xbox One releases are going to be for you guys, okay? You're going to look at a situation where Joe Montana, NFL 2K16 is probably going to come out in July, possibly August, because we know it's going to be they're going to try to beat the Madden launch date. You're going to have Fable Legends launching with Windows 10. So that's going to be a launch title across both platforms. So you could look maybe July, August, Madden, Fable Legends. You're going to have Killer Instinct Season 3, which that already leaked that it's going to happen. So Killer Instinct Season 3 is going to kick off as well. You're going to have Forza Motorsport 6 in September, Halo 5 in October. You're going to have Rise of the Tomb Raider, November 13th. You're going to have the Gears remaster somewhere in between there. Could even be before then. You're going to have possibly Banjo 3 or the Rare IP and Battletoads in between there as well. That's a lot of content, and that's going to start right away. It's not like the all at the end of the year like a lot of people are saying. A lot of the trolls are saying, well, you only get stuff for, October, November, and December. Not even close. I mean, you're looking at starting to get stuff possibly in July. And I think that's really impressive, and that's what Microsoft is going to do best. They are probably going to win May's NPD. We know for a fact that that they won April. They lowered the price in May and put out a new bundle, the white bundle, which sold out everywhere. So they're probably going to win May, leading into June, and then that's when leading into all their games. And Sony basically has nothing to go with this year except for some remastered and Godzilla. So you guys know what's gonna come. Also, big news is the Xbox One, the 500 gig has officially been pushed down. The official price cut is now going to be there forever, $349, 500 gig. But for $50 more, $399, you get the 1 terabyte with the newly redesigned controller with the import jack and all that stuff, and the redesigned headset, and Halo the Master Chief Collection. So you could even make a case for that being the much better value at $50 more, in my opinion. I certainly would. And I think that that's going to do really well. And I think we're going to see even more bundles and things like that come out, because we know Halo 5 is going to get a bundle, and I'm excited for that. No season pass for Halo 5 because all the content is going to be free, all the DLC. You absolutely cannot beat that, in my opinion. It's all very exciting. I'm excited for it. You guys should be excited for it because, Microsoft is doing right now probably what they should have done from the beginning, and that's listening to the gamers and listening to the fans. But people shouldn't fault them for, having a vision or thinking a certain way, because that's kind of bullshit. You got to live and let live. I mean, are people still holding Sony accountable for saying all that bullshit they said with the PS4? So, or PS3, remember? I'll get a second job, $599. There's a lot of blunders going on there. So I think the fact that, the Xbox One has rebounded as well as it has, with zero media backing it, with zero hardcore publications backing it, with podcasts like Podcast Unlocked that are so apathetic to it, you think that they're the anti-Xbox podcast. You know what I mean? So I think that, the people that hate on the Xbox One should really turn their hate on the things that deserve it. Like, there's a lot of things wrong with gaming right now. One of them being on-disc DLC like Destiny, where you're basically paying like, what, $120, $140 for things that are already on the disc at the end of the day. I mean, there's a lot more situations like that, or like that Phantom Pain, where people were paying $30 for a 10-minute little demo. Now, those are things that people should get pissed off about. So I think that, we got to keep it in perspective. If you're an Xbox dude, look, there's lots of good Xbox people that are going to report the news on YouTube. There's other sites like Xbox Mad, there's other ones cropping up, and I'll be happy to pass those along. You know what I mean, as they come out. But if I'm you guys, I would be careful. Hey, and I got over 100 viewers, man. That's pretty kick-ass considering I'm just doing this by myself. But if I'm you guys, I would avoid these other sites. I would avoid them like the plague because they're not doing Xbox any service. They're not doing Xbox gamers any service. The Xbox community is the best community in gaming, hands down. The only problem that I've ever had with the Xbox community is the fake Xbox community, the ones that aren't really there. They don't really care about what's going on. They're just there because they want to be different, because the PlayStation YouTubers and things like that were the ones getting all the hits off the negative Xbox news. So people thought, well, I'll take the opposite side because you can get hits too doing that, but you're not going to get as many and you're getting a lot more hate. But at least you're different and you might have a better chance to do that, right? So there's obviously a lot of fakeness going on with that. But as a whole, the people, the community, they rock. The real legit people, the people like in Big Gamer Small Talk and Iron Wolf and Blazing Phoenix and all those guys, man, they're all really good. Like Bone and Room 100, even the smaller YouTubers, there's a lot of good ones like Dealer Gaming. Some of these guys I watch, maybe they don't even know I watch. I don't know. They might not even like my channel, but that doesn't mean that I can't like some of their content that they're doing. Blackie Lebowski. These people are pretty cool dudes. They're, in my opinion, that's just how I feel about it. I don't really go out of my way to hate on anybody or anything like that. I try to be a nice guy. Like, I'm surprised more people haven't tried to get me on their podcast or whatever. I'm very approachable. And if you guys haven't done it yet, follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook because it's just Crappy Reviews. Hit that like button. I almost got 500 likes on there. It's not, I look for things to do with some of you guys. I like answering the questions and I like the support that you guys are giving me. And it's really all greatly appreciated, man. Honestly, it is. I'm very thankful for everything that goes on and for all the support you guys got, because look, each 1,000 subscribers I get, which I'm always surprised when I hit another 1,000, and I never really pay attention to it. Somebody always points it out, like Warrior War. It's like, man, hey, congrats, you hit 14,000. I was like, holy shit, that's so cool. So somebody's always pointing that out for me. The only thing I do for you guys is daily content, and I try to do the best that I can to be entertaining, and hopefully I've done that, and hopefully you guys see the genuine nature that comes through, because yeah, I can be a dick sometimes, but hey, at least I'm funny, right? I mean, and I know for the most part what I'm talking about. I'm not a perfect. I'm a human being. We all make mistakes, and at the end of the day, let me know when there's somebody that hasn't made mistakes, and I'll, you know what I'm saying, and I can point out that person would be full of shit saying they've never made a mistake. So, I'm really appreciative of everything you guys do for me and all the support and all that stuff. I really do enjoy it. I'm blown away by, I come back one day and then next thing you know, people will be like, damn, man, you gained like this amount of subscribers, or, like the things that I pay attention to is I get a monthly analytics report, and those are cool to see that I have some growth. You know what I mean? And then I like to see what videos you respond to and do more of that. So if there's something in particular you guys want to see, let me know, because I listen to you. You guys are kind of my boss and telling me what you want to see. Not the fanboys, not the PlayStation fanboys. I'm not talking about those morons. I'm talking about you Xbox guys, and you know who you are. If there's something in particular you want to see, let me know. If you want to maybe hop in here and jam out with me one day on a podcast, let me know. I'm open to that. I'm not one of these asshole YouTubers that doesn't respond to you on Twitter. If you're going to be cool with me on Twitter, even if you're going to be a dick, don't get personal. Don't start posting weirdo pictures and stuff. And I have no problem talking to you. There's several Sony fanboys that troll me a bit, but they know when to ease it up when I'm about to hit that block button. Don't get personal. Don't be an asshole. Don't be posting weirdo stuff. And we'll get along fine. But I love interacting with you guys, whether it be on Xbox Live or whatever else. I do. I really appreciate it. So yeah, if you guys want to ask any questions, let me know, and I'll let you get, and I'll try to answer it. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, somebody mentioned Red Dragon. He does cool stuff. I don't know him. I've never met him. But I do think that he does quality stuff. Hopefully, he's so big though. Like he's managed to avoid the crumb side. Like me, I'm not a big YouTuber, so basically, I think that it's a situation where I have to put up with a lot of bullshit with a lot of things I've done. I'm not big. People like Red Dragon, when you got that 100,000 or close to it or whatever, I don't think you put up with as much because you don't really care. Like for me, it always bugged. I always wondered, why do people, even when I had like 4, 5, 6,000 subscribers, why were people with 70,000, 80,000 subscribers bother with me unless that's the only thing they have going for their channels? So for me, I try to keep it gaming. You're not going to see anything about other YouTubers or anything like that. It's just all gaming related. It might not be reviews or this or that, but I'm going to try to keep a good mix going. So hopefully you guys, enjoy that. Hey, what's up, Sinar? Honey Dick and me with that question. What do you think will happen with Connect Bundle now? I think they're still going to have the Connect Bundle. I just think that, I think they might lower the price. I think $4.49. I think that's going to be like the high point, or maybe they lower that to $3.99 as well. I don't know, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Let's see, Iron Wolf. What's up, Iron Wolf? How can niche games like Persona 5 and Fire Emblem and No Man's Sky be on that list and not Gears of War? He's like, Street Fighter 5. Are you fucking kidding me? Why not Scalebound or Crackdown or anything Rare is working on? Rise of the Tomb Raider. He's like, fuck that dog shit. And I agree, Iron Wolf. Man, what a bunch of crap. Let's see. Seems like a lot of you guys are excited. Oh, I'm glad to see you guys like that Halo 5 DLC for free. Let's see. Xbox One. Yeah, ask your questions, man. I'm down for answering some questions, man. I'll keep this party rocking. Let's see. Let's see, what do we got here? Any good questions? Dealer Gaming. Oh, there you are. What's up, bro? Yeah, like I don't even know if you knew that I watch your stuff, man. I watch a lot of your videos, man. I think you got, you're an up and comer YouTuber. Actually, I'd probably like you to have you on the show sometime or something. I don't got to talk it over with the guys, but if you're on Twitter or something, hit me up and then we'll talk it out and see what we can work out, because I actually like your take on stuff, man. I mean, you do a lot of stuff that I can't do, but I definitely like your take, and I can see why your channel is doing so well. Eric Alvarez says, "What's my Xbox Live gamer tag?" MOH. All letters. Oh, not the number O, but O. MOH space Crap Gamer, like Medal of Honor, Crap Gamer. Yeah, that's mine. Feel free to follow. If you guys, the ones that are messaging me to ask you to invite you to the preview program, I've invited probably 50 to 60 people to that, right? I'm not sure if Microsoft has taken basically what happens is you won't get something from me that says, oh, you've been invited. I suggest it on my dashboard on my preview program. I suggest gamer tags of people who are on my friends list to be included in the preview program, right? Then Microsoft has to approve it. There's certain situations where they allow this. I think you have to have a certain amount of gamer score. There's definitely certain qualifications. So just because I invite you doesn't mean that you'll automatically get in, unfortunately. So if you do follow me and have asked me and haven't been invited, that doesn't mean that I didn't invite you or was blowing you off, because I definitely try to invite as many people as possible. Lace Chuck says, Halo 5 already looks better than The Order. Insert jealous, hateful, butthurt comments. Dude, I'm going to agree with you 100%, and it's not a game that cuts off the top part and the bottom part of the screen either. That's what I'm most excited about. So let's see. Crap, talk about E3. Oh, dude, we're going to be talking about lots of E3. If you guys didn't know, Big Gamer Small Talk is going to be doing live stuff. We'll be hopping back and forth. I know at least me, Next Gen, and Mooch are going to be doing stuff. We're going to do pre-shows. We're going to do live shows during E3. Maybe you guys can snap us on Xbox or whatever. And then we're going to do reactions. We're going to hop back and forth between channels too. So me and Next Gen both get a little bit of the action as far as that goes. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I'm excited for E3 mostly because I think we're going to be surprised for a change. And that's what really excites me the most. You know, yes, we're getting a lot of leaks and things like that. But I think that it's a situation where, you know, people are going to really enjoy what they see no matter what they like, you know, no matter what they like. I think that it's going to be a situation where they're going to be happy at the end of the day. So let's see. And actually I'm looking most importantly, I'm looking to, you know, I think Halo 5 is what I want to see. That's the thing that I want to see most of all. You know, Halo 5. I want to see this Montana stuff. I want to see whatever Rare's working on. I actually, you know, there's some Nintendo stuff I want to see, but as a whole, that's not really what I'm about. You know, like I would have liked to see Zelda, but that's not going to be there. I guess it'll be cool to see some Uncharted stuff, but we already saw a good chunk of gameplay for that. No, I'm not disappointed about missing out on Quantum Break, because Quantum Break we already seen like 15 minutes of gameplay. And so I'm actually more excited about, you know, seeing, you know, they're going to hold obviously some stuff back for Gamescom, and that's cool with me. I have no problem with that. I'm not doom and gloom with that because Remedy is more of a European developer. It makes sense you show off more stuff at a European event. So that's cool with me. I have no problem whatsoever with that. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to check this out. Let's see here. What do you think about the rumors about Xbox One digital incentives? The rumor is Microsoft will talk about if you pre-order digitally, then we will get the game 4 to 5 days earlier than physical release, like video on demand movies. Stop honey dicking me. Hey, dude, I think that's cool for you digital guys, and I think that that's something that they need to do, because let's check this out. Digital's the future. I'm not a big fan of it because I got crappy internet. You know, I can't, you know, it takes me forever to download stuff. It takes me forever to upload stuff. That's why I'm doing this long form hangout instead of, you know, just doing a tip. I could have done the whole rant about GameSpot in probably a 5 or 6 minute video and uploaded it for tomorrow. But that would have taken a long time. You know, I would much rather would have done this. But I think that, yeah, giving people an incentive to digitally buy games is cool because that money all goes to developers. You know what I mean? That all goes, you know, there's no middleman with that. So I think that that would be really cool. And I have no problem with that. Hey, I have no problem paying more for physical, you know, like I could have got State of Decay Year 1 version for $20 because I had it digitally on 360. And if you had it digitally on 360, it only cost $20 to get it digitally on Xbox One. I opted to pay the extra $10 to get the physical thing because I like the physical media format. Same thing with Killer Instinct. I bought Killer Instinct Season 1 as soon as I got my Xbox, but when they put out that awesome box art and everything, I bought that, and I will continue to do that. I like box art and I like collecting. So I think as long as they give people the option, you know, and I have no problem with them giving a $10 cheaper for digital if that's what you want to do. Just keep me the option to do physical, and that's what I'm cool with. Okay. Jay says, crap, what are you super excited for E3? Man, Halo 5 is what I'm most excited about. I want to see this game in action, the campaign and stuff. I want to hear what's going on. I've been doing the Hunt the Truth stuff. I'm excited. You know, I want to play the game. You know, I want to see Rise of the Tomb Raider. I want to see Forza 6. I want to know if those leaks are legit, man. I want to see, you know, Turn 10 embarrass another Sony developer, because this is going to be the third first-party racing game that's going to come out from Microsoft Studios, and Sony hasn't been able to get one decent one out yet. And I love that. Something about that just makes me smile and makes me happy as shit. You know, I love it, and I'm excited for it, and I'm really excited to see what's going on with Rise of the Tomb Raider. I want to see what Rare's doing. Basically, the whole Microsoft conference is what I'm excited about, and I think that everybody, you know what, I think even haters are going to be more excited for the Microsoft conference than any other conference, because you're going to get more unique content there than anywhere else. You know what I mean? And that is pretty kick-ass in my opinion. Mike says, do you think the media will start supporting Xbox more after this year's E3? No, I think unfortunately all Sony has to do is show some kind of teaser with The Last Guardian, and people are going to be, you know, crown them champions no matter what else they do. It doesn't even have to be gameplay. They don't need a release date. It's, you know, as soon as they talk about that or show that or, you know, whatever, then they'll automatically get the win. I do think we might see the media turn a little bit towards the Xbox One after the Xbox One overtakes the PS4 here in North America, which is bound to happen by the end of the year. You know, Sony just doesn't have the software to push back the Xbox One, and next year is going to be even worse for them because you're going to have Quantum Break, Gears of War 4, Scalebound, Crackdown, you know, Phantom Dust. There's going to be so many things going on next year. Forza Horizon 3. It's just going to be an unbelievable year, and I'm super excited for that. Let's see. What about that update? I think it's going to be a big surprise. You know what? There was an update, and I heard people talking like, hey, they must have did something, you know, about, you know, with this update. A lot of people were saying that they saw better graphics and brighter colors and things like that. So, you know, if that's what they did, then I think that, you know, then that's cool. You know, I don't know if the DirectX 12 switch is such a thing or what they did, but I'm hearing from people. I haven't really like had a chance to mess around yet with anything, but it could be something that, you know, they could have messed with their filtering or their upscale, or I don't know. So let's see. DSM says, what type of gameplay do you think Scalebound will be? I think it's going to stick to what Platinum Games does best, which is kind of like hack and slash. But I think it's going to be more like open world with more of an American type twist to it with the dragons and stuff like that, because they haven't really had that commercial success over here, unfortunately. So I think they're going to try to appeal to a broader audience over here, and I think so you're going to see maybe more of a hack and slash that would appeal to North American people as well. Let's see. Patrick says, crap, what do you think Halo 5 will be built with DirectX 12? I think absolutely, and I think not only Halo 5, but Fable Legends and pretty much all the first-party stuff. Gears of War 4 obviously will be, because that's Unreal Engine 4, and Unreal Engine 4 supports DirectX 12 right from the get-go. So I think you're going to have that supporting it, and you're going to have Halo. I wouldn't be surprised if Tomb Raider supports it. You know, anything exclusive is going to support it. Blazing, let's see. Bryce 360 says, what are your thoughts on Steam coming to Xbox One in the future? I don't think that's going to happen, and I'll tell you why. Because maybe streaming stuff, but you're not going to have like Steam games, in my opinion. And no disrespect to anybody that thinks differently, but you can buy digital games on Steam for what, like when they're new, even like $40. There's no way that Microsoft and these companies are going to let you have Steam on this console and then only pay $40 instead of the 50 or 60. I just don't really see that happening. Steam Works maybe, or an app or something. I could see that happening, but definitely not full Steam or anything like that. Blazin Phoenix says, hey, bro, would you be down for a crossover podcast between Big Gamer Small Talk and DirectX Talk Show? We can do it after E3. Dude, I'm down, man. Let me talk to Next Gen and the guys, and we'll see what we can set up, dude. I have no problem with helping out fellow true Xbox community YouTubers. Oreo says, congrats, crap, 14,000. Big Gamer Small Talk rules. He says he's always played his games on the Microsoft OS, first on PC, and then on Xbox, and he hates the media kissing Sony's ass. And I got to tell you, I hate it too. It's annoying. It's frustrating. You know, it's definitely frustrating. Let's see. What else we got here? Can't wait for Scalebound. Let's see. Pony Slayer says, why do Sony fanboys hate on Microsoft exclusive by saying Halo is milk but praise Uncharted and remastered? I think this goes a little bit both ways. Like, for me, I wouldn't, I'm excited for if there is a Gears remaster or whatever, but mostly because it'd be playing Gears of War online, and that's what I really want to do. I want to play Gears of War online, and that's what I'm excited for. And you can't play Uncharted online, which is kind of a shame. Let's see here. What else do we got? Let's see. Do you think Rise of the Tomb Raider will sell good this holiday season? I do think that it's going to sell good this holiday season. And I think that even though you're going to have, Halo 5 comes out in October, Call of Duty November, Battlefront November, but I still think you're going to have, obviously, probably a Halo, a bundle, a Tomb Raider bundle, which is going to do really well for Microsoft. If you guys didn't see the 1 terabyte box, I think it's really cool that it has Forza Motorsport 6, Halo 5, and Rise of the Tomb Raider, 3 games that you can only get on Xbox One. So that's something going for it right in and of itself, and I think that it's definitely going to be pretty good. Let's see. James Hennessy says, do you think Windows 10 for Xbox will be talked about at E3? I don't know how much they're going to talk about it. I think they might talk about it a little bit, but Phil Spencer is going to be doing the PC thing, and I think that might be where he brings up something about Windows. I think E3, Xbox, Microsoft's E3 is going to be mostly just about games. Let's see. Oh, Sam Oak says in the UK the tide has turned into Xbox. Thankfully, hey man, I'm pretty cool. I'm cool with that. Theo Curtis says, "What up, crap? Do you think Sony's going to talk about giving that free copy of Drive Club at E3 because they ain't got shit else to talk about? They're going to have that Destiny DLC and some smoke and mirrors, so I'm sure that the Sony fans will be happy. They believe anything." Dealer Gaming says, "Did you hear about Gran Turismo? They're going to be porting all the PS2 and PS3 cars into the PS4 with GT7 instead of starting from scratch." Yeah, you know what? I did a video on this a while ago. When you have a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One, look, I'll say this much. Forza Motorsport 5, the launch game with the Xbox One, it lacked some content that was there. You know what I mean? People complained because it didn't have as much content as Forza 4. The reason it didn't was because Turn 10 redid everything from the ground up. New engine, rescanned all the cars, new sounds, scanned all the tracks. That's how you do a game. Gran Turismo, they take longer to do their games, and they take shortcuts everywhere. You know what I mean? They just do, you know what I'm saying? They import things from the PS2 even, and you don't even have a cockpit view. I don't understand how people are okay with this. To me, it doesn't make sense, but that's just me. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't really know. Let's see. Lace Chuck says, you think Battletoads in Killer Instinct is really happening? I think you'll see one Battletoad because they joked around at, what was it, the build conference. They said, who knows where they'll show up next. I think they're building up to a full Battletoads game release, but I can definitely see like a Battletoad being in Killer Instinct. Why not? GTA 5 Mod says, man, I love my Xbox One. Like my comment if you love your Xbox One. Okay, dude, you're advertising, bro. Let's see. Benny Face says, hey, do you think the DLC for Halo 5 is free because of the terrible launch of Master Chief Collection? And if it's a makeup for the fans. I think what it is just to get everybody on board with the game. I think it's probably a combination of things. Yeah, so I think that, it could be, they want that to be the Halo game that's going to define the Xbox One, and it needs to be damn near perfect. So I can imagine free DLC is going to draw on a lot of people. Right? There's no season pass. In a day and age where every game is doing, $20, $30, $40 season passes, you're going to get 3 map packs completely for free. And every piece of DLC is going to be free with Halo 5. So I think that is going to sell a lot of copies. It's value. Sinair has another question. Hopefully I pronounce your name right, dude. He says, do you think Halo 5 will be the first-person shooter to run 1080p 60 on a console for multiplayer and single player? I do. I actually do think that because I think they're using DirectX 12. Whoever the hell this clown is that's going on and on about old stuff, reveal that you actually like PlayStation. I never said that I hated PlayStation, kid. It's not my thing. I don't use it very often. It doesn't have any games for me. Jason Atkins says, hey, Crap, what do you think of GameSpot didn't say? Why do you think GameSpot didn't say anything about Gears? I think that they only said anything about Halo just kind of begrudgingly, to be honest with you. I think that they don't like the Xbox for whatever reason. So, they didn't mention Tomb Raider either, which to me is a slap in the face. That game is amazing. Let's see. Ant Love says, Crap, y'all should have podcasts with Iron Wolf in them. Dude, we've had Iron Wolf on before and Blazing Phoenix. I have no problem doing stuff with them more often. The only problem is sometimes we have a packed house and you got to understand how difficult it is to do a podcast with like 6, 7, 8 people. You know what I mean? So it would have to be a time like around E3 when maybe not everybody's going to be around, so I have no problem with that. Carlos Perez says, spell out your Xbox Live gamer tag. MOH, like Medal of Honor, MOH, space, Crap Gamer. Insane XXL says, I'm going to get an Xbox for Forza. Sony is fucking up with Gran Turismo. I agree. Zane844 says, are you getting sick of Sony fanboys who keep hyping up these bullshit JRPGs? Yeah, it's not really JRPGs aren't my thing. Not that I hate all of them or every every Japanese game. It's just they're not my thing. Like to me, those are the equivalent almost of indie games. I can understand why, and we all have our own opinions. They just aren't my thing, Let's see. Somebody, what's this guy? Cold Outside says, Joe Montana's football 16 will be my deciding factor on picking up Xbox One. Well, it looks like it's going to happen. Nestor says, hey, Crappy, congrats on 14K. Got to be something big cooking from Microsoft for E3. What do you think? I think there's a lot cooking from Microsoft for E3. They've been very quiet. And I'm excited to see what they're going to talk about. And I want to see all the surprises and stuff. That's the thing that I want to see most of all. So yeah, I don't want to give away too much or say exactly because I don't know exactly, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to I don't want to ruin it for myself. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So Patrick says, do you think frame rates will surpass 60 frames per second after DX12? You know what? I don't think so because you have to keep them kind of even, right? So I think the next up from 60 is 120, right? And I think that that's going to be even too much for that. So I don't think you'll see that. Destroyer Man 64 says, would you want Battletoads to be a 2.D5 platformer like Mighty Number 9 or 3D beat 'em up? 2.5D is fine with me. Keep it more towards the original. I love that game originally, and I look forward to it. Ian Thompson says, do you think Microsoft will unveil a Win 10 console to combat Steam? No, I don't think so. I think that they're just planning on using their kind of ecosystem, stream from Xbox to PC and all this kind of stuff. I don't think that they're directly attacking Steam at all. Let's see. Ant Love says, Crap, you said you have a Windows phone. I got one too, and it's the shit. Dude, Windows phones are the most reliable phone I've ever had. I've had mine for over, I think, a year and a half. It's brilliant. It's easy to use. I can play games on there, like when I'm busy or whatever. I can get gamer score. I can check, it's got my Xbox Live profile and my avatar, and it's really fantastic. Obviously there's some stuff about it, maybe that they're going to be working on, like it doesn't get all the apps that iOS and Android get, but they're actually supposed to fix that. It's supposed to be pretty easy to port it over in the future. So, let's see. Metal Face Doom says, yo, Crap, I missed the first half. Can you go over what Gears Viking said? Well, Gears Viking, he basically just said GameSpot is dead to him because GameSpot did this list of games that are most anticipated for E3, and they left Gears off. But they didn't just leave Gears. They left Forza Motorsport 6, Rise of the Tomb Raider, but instead they put stuff like Persona 5, Guitar Hero Live, No Man's Sky, Mario Maker. I mean, it's really just, they really just kind of took a shit on Xbox, because we all know that the Wii U is a DOA platform, but they list 3 Wii U exclusives, and they list like 4 or 5 PS4 exclusives, and they only list the one for Xbox One, which is Halo 5. So to me, I think that that's kind of a slap in the face and a little bit ridiculous. And I also put a link in the description that that kind of covers what I'm doing. Hey, I got 150 people watching me. That's badass. I really appreciate that, and I'm about to wrap this up here in a minute, because it's hard when I go on and on. Let's see. Marcus Manuel says, what's your take about Black Ops 3 on Xbox One? Pre-orders outnumber and PS4. Dude, no matter if Microsoft is backing Call of Duty or not, gamers that play online want to play on Xbox Live. Xbox One has the best controller. So, yeah, I think that you're definitely going to see a situation where they're going to still have the most sales for Call of Duty. It's synonymous with Xbox. So, Alan Garcia says, wow, GameSpot, Guitar Hero is the most anticipated title? ? Shame. That's exactly what I'm saying. Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Give me a break. Let's see here. I'm going to take a couple more questions here. Yeah, so you're Sinar. Yeah, dude, I got you, dude. Let's see. With the recent news that Ready at Dawn has been dumped by Sony due to the shittiness of the odor, are you scared that they might bring their terrible games to the Xbox One? This is what I think, and I did a video on this earlier. I don't think that they're a terrible developer. I think that when you have when you're a second party developer and you're working on a game that you don't even own the IP, because Sony owns the Order IP, you're rushing them. That game should have launched with the PS4, because that's basically a graphical tech demo, much like the way Rise was. Although I thought Rise was underrated. Some people probably think the Order is underrated, but Rise definitely had much more gameplay. And I think that it's a situation where that game felt like a launch title, and it probably should have. Same thing with Drive Club. That was my problem with some of the PS4 exclusives. They all still feel like they should be launch titles. They're not getting any better. They're just kind of average. And take Bloodborne out of the equation, because that's not my type of game. I'm not playing it. But, good-looking game, The Order. No gameplay, just very stale and kind of boring and short, and you know what I mean? So, more developers making more games is always a good thing. So I think it's like a wait-and-see thing. At least it won't be The Order 2 or anything. Crickstar says, hey, Crap, do you think Gears 4 is going to give us that next gen has arrived moment like Gears 1 did on the 360, or do you think it'll be Halo? I think it'll be Halo. Well, actually, I got that from Witcher 3, to be honest with you. Something about that game just screams next gen to me. I'm like, wow, finally, but I do think Halo 5, I haven't been hyped as much this gen as I was last gen. Last gen, when I saw Gears being played on G4 TV before the Xbox 360 even came out, I was like, holy shit, I got to get a 360 for that game. And I knew it. So far, this gen has been kind of like, meh, I like it, but I just it's not really as impressive as I thought. Ian Thompson says, will there be a Halo Wars 2? Absolutely. Absolutely. Darren Geddiv, what are your thoughts on the new controller? Were you hoping for more features? Hey, I'm good with what they give us. I think the controller is good as it is. I'm not really, going to complain one way or the other. I like the controller. It's my favorite. Let's see. James Hennessy says, do you think Halo 5 is doing what Witcher 3 did with DLC, seeing how happy fans made? The difference is, James, is that the map packs and all are free. There's no paid DLC whatsoever. The Witcher actually has paid expansion packs where you have to buy them. Yes, they're doing free DLC, but all Halo 5 DLC is free. The map packs and everything. So I think that's cool. Let's see here. The Gmal says, Crap, what do you think Crackdown is going to be like? I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to feature cloud destruction. I think Microsoft is going to blow everybody away with what the cloud can do. We've already seen a lot more cloud stuff lately. You know, like we saw it with Titanfall and with the Forza games, with the shadow mode on. I've tested that out, right? The shadow mode on Killer Instinct, basically where it takes what you do and it forms it into like a brain, and then you can fight yourself or your friends, or your friends can fight that. It fights just like you. Like everything I was doing, it was doing. It was incredible. So I'm really excited to see what they do. Let's see here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. You know, maybe I'll do more of these because damn. Let's see. Dan says, what kind of new Xbox IP do I want to see? I want to see something that we haven't really seen. I want to see maybe a platformer. I know that we might get Banjo 3, but I want to see something that maybe isn't represented on the Xbox brand yet, like an adventure game, an RPG, you know, like Eden Falls, like something, you know, like a futuristic or something, you know, a space, or like their own kind of Mass Effect or something. You know what I'm saying? Something that they don't have. You know, that's what I want to see most of all. Let's see. Mention Halo Wars 2, Crappy. I did. Hey, the Avenger 2015. You're a little salty, bro. If PlayStation ends up with Call of Duty deal, so much butthurt will flow. Dude, this is the thing. I was upset originally about that, but when you see that the pre-orders, how they went, people automatically just buy that game on Xbox One. The controller's better, Xbox Live is better. Deal with it. At the end of the day, yeah, so let's see. Ken Killing says IGN and GameSpot stay promoting Guitar Hero for whatever reasons. Dude, I have no idea why they're promoting those games. Hardcore gamer, you know, that's the equivalent. Like, I realize all of us probably played Guitar Hero and Rock Band at some point or other, but those aren't like killer apps for anybody. Those aren't what we're looking forward to. We all want to play Tomb Raider and Halo and Gears and Forza and Uncharted and Mario and Zelda. You know, when you're thinking about great games, I don't think you're thinking of you know, Guitar Hero and stuff, you know, in my opinion. Zane says, what do you think about Black Ops 3 coming to 360 and PS3? I knew that was going to be the case, you know. I knew that was going to be the case. Beanox is making it. It's unfortunate because it looks like Activision could have really helped push the next generation, but instead they went for the easy money, because now there's going to be a bunch of people. If you look at Advanced Warfare, the latest Call of Duty, it sold the best on Xbox 360, you know? So now nobody's going to have a reason to upgrade, you know, and that sucks. That really kind of sucks. And it sucks more for Xbox than it does for PlayStation, because that's more of an Xbox thing anyway. Tarek Rogers says, hey, Crap, how do you feel about Sony showing off their Project Morpheus shit? I think it's a waste. Each minute they waste with that is another minute closer to a win for Microsoft, in my opinion. Optimus Spec says, when is the free version of Drive Club coming for the PS4, PlayStation Plus? Games are sparse for Sony. I have no idea. Key Hall says, Crappy, do you think it's interesting that Microsoft has announced a 1 gigabyte version Xbox One, as well as a price cut, free Halo DLC, new controller, even before E3? Must be massive stuff to come. Well, I think the 1 terabyte thing was a leak, and so they were kind of forced to do it. But yeah, I think that they do have massive stuff. They might even be happier that leaked, because apparently they were having trouble fitting everything into an hour and a half. So yeah, I think that it's going to be cool either way, and I'm excited for it. And I'm going to do like 2 more questions, and then I got a jet. Let's see. Ian Thompson says, Crappy, Banjo Racing. We lack a kart racer. Hey, I'm down with that. Dan95 says, Rod Ferguson tweeted GameSpot. Yeah, dude, that's what this whole video was about, really. Let's see. Weedy says, when is Lord Clicker going to come back? Dude, Showstopper is working like day and night, man. Day and night. Anyway, I appreciate it, man. I cracked over 150 plus just for an off-the-cuff kind of, you know, podcast. If you guys like this kind of thing, just let me know in the comment section. I'll do more, man. I got time. I got, you know, topics that, you know, I like interacting. Hey, would any of you guys like to like hop in here? Like some of you guys, if you have like Google Chrome or stuff, you know, you want to hop in and hang out with me sometime, man. I think maybe I was thinking about maybe offering that. I was thinking about doing like a Patreon account because I wanted to get, you know, see if I could get some donations and stuff. Let me know how you guys feel about that. You know, like I wanted to get like a camera, a better PC so that I can render videos. I was thinking about starting another channel to do strictly like reviews, movies, games, entertainment, you know, all that kind of stuff. I have a lot of good plans, but that stuff all costs money. If you guys are interested in backing me on that, maybe some incentives bring you in on the podcast or whatever you guys want to do. Hey, just an idea. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Xbox is the best box. Rack them up. Thanks again for the 14,000 subscribers, man. I look forward to 15 and so on. Peace out.